I have found a great little niche to publish your low-content books in. It's an evergreen niche, which means it sells all year round. So watch this video to find out more. I'm Nuria Corby from thehomeboss.com and welcome to this channel, which is all about helping you to make money online. If that sounds interesting to you, please click the subscribe button so that you can get more videos like this. So I found a really good little niche, which is not really a secret. I think a lot of you have probably published in this niche, but there's a little twist to it to make it a little bit better in terms of niching down and getting a few more views on it. So let's go straight into it, and we go on Amazon.com. As always, we look in the All tab, and that is because your customers also search on All, so we always start our searches there. And the other thing I wanted to quickly remind you of is that when you're searching on Amazon, make sure that you use a USA postcode, a USA address, so that you get the right results, because Amazon isn't shipping to a few countries. So if I leave my UK address in here, I get very different results. So try and put in a US address. I've used a Beverly Hills postcode only because that's the only one I know. I used to watch Beverly Hills 90210 on TV a few years back, and that's how I remembered. But you can use any postcode, obviously, in the US if you're not in the US. If you're in the US, then you're good to go. You can just use your own postcode or zip code, as you call it over there. So now we can type in our book that we want to create, and it's a maintenance logbook. Maintenance logbook is a book that people use to log the maintenance they have or they make on their cars, on their trucks, on their boats, even any machine or any vehicle that requires maintenance. People buy maintenance logbooks for. So this is quite a good niche because there's several books that you can create for each machine or for each vehicle. So if I type in maintenance logbook, you can see there's quite a few suggestions in the drop down, and one of them that stands out is this one here, maintenance logbook glove box. What do they mean by that? Well, I had a look at the maintenance logbooks on Amazon and I looked at the reviews that people were leaving. It's a really good idea to check reviews on books, because that way you can find out if people like those kind of books, or you can also find out what people don't like. And that is really useful, because I found out that by reading the reviews that people wanted smaller books, smaller maintenance logbooks, so that they can keep them in the glove box of their car, in the glove compartment of their vehicle. Some of the books that were 8.5 by 11 were too big for that. And I can understand why people make 8.5 by 11 logbooks, because they're really nice and big and you can read it clearly. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm sure that people will still buy those larger logbooks. But it's a really good idea to also make smaller ones so that people can put them in their glove box. And that's what people are looking for. So anyway, let's just have a look at maintenance logbook and see what we can find out. And I'll just scroll down just to show you what is available. This one here, for example, is independently published and it's selling quite well. It has a BSR of 30,000. That's really good. Very nice cover, very simple, very plain. But I think for logbooks, people are looking for this type of simple design. So this is a good example. Let's have a look at some other ones. This one is quite nice as well. It has a BSR of 45,000, which is very good too. Let's just take another look. I quite like this design. That's really, really good. BSR of 126,000. It's not as good as the other ones, but still good. This is still selling a few copies, I'm sure. There's another one here, 93,000. So what we can tell by this is by looking at the BSRs on the first page. If they are quite low and they're good BSRs, then we know it's a good niche to publish in. So let's have a look at the top at this Self-Publishing Titans rank that it's given it. It's got a rank of 77%, which is really good. Anything over 63 or 64% is rated good. I would say this is a really good niche. And what is a maintenance logbook? What do they look like? Let's take a look inside this one, for example. So a maintenance logbook is very simple to create. It's basically just a page where you can fill in the date and the time. And then there are different things that you can check here that, for example, if this is a vehicle maintenance book, so you can tick if the oil has been changed, if the air filter has been changed or checked. So you've got several things here that you can fill in, for example, the wheel alignment, so all different things that you would check on a vehicle, and also the mileage on that date. You can do it like this, but you can also have a much simpler page like this one, for example, where it's just the date and time. People can fill in what they have maintained or what they have checked and the mileage. So this is really, really simple, but very useful for people to keep a log. So that's all it is. Very easy to create an interior, but if you don't want to create your own interior and you just want to buy a ready-made interior, I think I mentioned it before in one of my videos. Somebody in our group, KDP Ninja, he sells really good interiors in his Gumroad shop. So I will leave a link to that below this video. They're very reasonably priced, so I think they're about $1.99, and that saves you a lot of time if you want to save time on and not create your own interiors. So I can show you an example. This is KDP Ninja's Gumroad shop, and you can see how many really lovely interiors he's selling here. I really like them because they're so simple and clean looking and not overly complicated, which is where some people go wrong. I think this is just right. So for example, he's got a maintenance logbook here. It's $1.99. I think that's very, very reasonable. I think the size is a larger size, 8.5 by 11, but you can easily change that in Canva. You can resize it. A lot of really good interiors anyway. So if you want to have a look at this shop, I'll leave the link underneath my video so you can take a look. So let's go back onto our maintenance logbook. So we know what the interior needs to look like now. And now what we need to see is what kind of logbooks can we create. So depending on what your logbook is for, if it's for a car, you can maybe make a different cover, and then, for example, if it was for a boat, you would have a different cover. You could have a different cover for trucks. There are so many examples. So let's have a look and see what the keyword drop down suggests to us, what we could have. So for example, there's a maintenance logbook for trucks here. So let's have a look at them. And I'm sure they're very similar to the ones for cars, but you can make a different cover for it, and this is a really nice one as well. So it really depends on your taste, on what you want to create, but also have a look at the BSRs and see what the most popular covers are. What are the most popular books and what type of covers do they have? So just look at the ones that have the lowest BSR and compare the covers there. So for example, if you wanted to create one for a boat, let's see what the covers are here. So you can already see it changes a little bit. There's a more nautical theme to it. Again, do the same thing, check the BSRs and compare the ones that have a really low BSR, see what they have in common as far as the cover is concerned. Oh, this one's got a really low review. I wonder why. I always check those low reviews because sometimes you can learn something from them. What a shame they haven't said why they've given it a low review. I'm really sad when I see something like this, because that is just giving a low review and then not say why. That's, you know, don't leave reviews like that. Try and explain why you're not happy with a review. That's what I would say to a customer. But I like the cover, looks quite nice. Maybe the inside isn't very good. Let's have a look. Well, I can't see anything wrong with it. I think it looks quite nice. Whatever reason they had to leave a low review, it's a shame because it's quite a nice little book. Maybe it's a bit expensive. I don't know. But that is, you know, sometimes you do get bad reviews on your books. It can't be helped, you know, sometimes people, you don't know what the reason could be. And when people don't leave a message with the review, we have no way of knowing what could be improved. But the ones that leave a note and a message why they give low reviews, we can learn a lot from them. There's another one here with a very low review. Let's have a look and see if we can find out more. Again, must be the same person that left this review. What a shame. You know, things like that, I really don't like it when people do that. When you're leaving a review, just say why you're leaving a positive or a negative review, especially with the negative ones. I think that's so important. Captain's Logbook. Let's have a look at this one. Let's see if we can find some negative reviews. I'm probably concentrating too much on the reviews now. It's just that I want to find out what people don't like about the book so that you can improve it. No, another one that doesn't say. So not much you can do if that happens to you. If somebody leaves a negative review and doesn't say why, then there's not a lot you can do. And what I would suggest to you, my advice to anybody who receives a negative review, if there's no reason that you can think of why they would leave a negative review, then don't worry about it. Keep going on, because I had a book that was a really great selling book, and somebody left a negative review, and the reason they said it was that it arrived in a bad condition. Now, we can't do anything about that. If the printer or the delivery company doesn't deliver the book in a good condition, then we can't really do anything about it. But the review can have a very negative effect on your sales. So there was nothing really I could do about the review that they left. And the only thing that happened is that sales slowed down a little bit, but then other people were leaving good reviews. So then it picked up again, and now it's back to the same sales levels that it was before. So don't worry too much. Unless you can change something about your book and make it better, don't worry. You know, you just have to move on to the next book, create another one, or just, you know, wait for better reviews to come in. So there's nothing we can do in cases like that. Amazon will definitely not change reviews because they say that that is the customer's experience, and that is that. So there's not a lot we can do. But don't let that dishearten you. Just carry on, make some more books, and it will all turn around in time. So that's a little bit on negative reviews. Let's go back onto our maintenance logbook. There are so many maintenance logbooks that you can make. Let's just type in maintenance logbook glove box. That's what we wanted to have a look at. Let's type that in. Let's see what the situation is here. I'm just waiting for my extension tool to load the score for the keyword. And there you have it. It's 88%. So fantastic little niche to publish in. So all you have to do is use maintenance logbook and then glove box, put that somehow into your keywords, either in the title or in the subtitle. I would put it in the subtitle. So that would be a really good niche to go into. Let's click on paperback so that we can see the same type of books that we produce. And don't forget also, this is more for cars, not for boats, because the glove box compartment is for either cars or trucks, and that's where people need to keep their maintenance logbooks. Okay, so you can see they've got really good BSRs, and if you make a maintenance logbook that fits into a glove box, so you're really looking at sizes like 6x9, for example, then you can really have an advantage and use that in your keywords so that people know it's a small book that they can fit into their glove box. I hope you liked this video. This is another little niche for you that you can use, and you can start making books in that niche. So I wish you a lot of success with that, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.